Hello dear, thank you for clicking on this video here. I am Raju, your tutor for today's lesson. This lesson is all about verbs. In this lesson, I will teach you about different kinds of verbs. First of all, I will start with principal verbs and auxiliary verbs. Okay. Then I will turn to regular verbs and irregular verbs. Finally, I will discuss with transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. First of all, what is verb? Verb is an action. Verb is a word or phrase that expresses the action and experience and existence. Verb comes from the Latin word verbum. The shortest sentence can be made with a verb. You can make a single one-word sentence with a verb, but you cannot make one-word sentence with any other type of verb. So it is so called because it is the most important word in a sentence. Now I will discuss on principal verbs and auxiliary verbs. Principal verbs sometimes is called main verbs. Auxiliary verbs sometimes is called helping verbs or supporting verbs. Okay. Auxiliary verbs can be divided in different categories. Okay. To be verb, to do verb, to have verb, and models. To be verbs are am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. To do verbs are do, does, did. And to have verbs are have, has, having. Models. Models are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must. We know that in a sentence, verbs can be used in two ways: main verb or principal verbs and auxiliary verbs. Let's look at some examples with it. The first example is the boy is playing now. Do you know how many verbs are there? There are two verbs in this sentence. Okay, the playing, and they are playing and is. Do you know which is main verb? The main verb is playing. That shows the action that is happening. What about is? Is a verb. Is an auxiliary verb or supporting verb that shows the tense in the sentence, because the boy is playing now. If I use was instead of is, the sentence will be present continuous tense. Okay. So in this sentence, we see that is helps us to make tense. Let's look at another example. The boy isn't playing now. The sentence is negative, and we see that is helps us to form negative sentence also. The next sentence is the boy playing now? Here is helps us to make interrogative sentence. Another example is the boy doesn't play. That means we use to do verb now. The boy doesn't play. That means to do verb helps us to make negative sentence. Let's look at another example. Does the boy play? The sentence is interrogative. Here we see that does helps us to make interrogative sentence. We have visited Cox's Bazar 3 times. Do you know what is the purpose of the what is the purpose of the word? What is the purpose of have in this sentence? If you write the sentence in this way, that we visited Cox's Bazar. In this sentence, and we can understand that we visited Cox's Bazar only a single times in our life. But if we use have on that sentence, we can understand that from that sentence we can understand that we have visited Cox's Bazar 3 times. That means we have visited Cox's Bazar 3 times in our life, in our whole life. That means have is used in the sentence for life experience. That means in our life, how many times Cox's Bazar? How many times we visited Cox's Bazar? We have visited Cox's Bazar 3 times. That means it is the life experience, and it is the single experience. Now let's look at another example. I have a laptop. I have a laptop. Okay. What's the difference between this have and this have? Do you know? Here have is used as auxiliary verb, and here have is used a main verb. Okay. This have is used to mean own. That means I own a laptop. Okay. Now we'll discuss on models. Now we know that there are 70 models in English grammar, and they have multiple meanings that are confusing to English learners. So when we say that I am sick, that means a speaker who is 100% sure, about something happening on the time, they can use he will use be verb. That means I am sick. By this sentence we can understand that he is 100% sick. But if a speaker who is sure 95% about something happening, he will use must. That means the sentence will be I must be sick. And if a speaker who is 50% sure on the time, they can use may, might and could. That means I may be sick and I might be sick. Now we will discuss on regular verbs and irregular verbs. An English verb can be regular or irregular. A regular verb forms their past and past participle form by adding d and ed. A verb has 5 forms. Most of the students think that a verb has 3 forms. No, it's wrong. Because a verb has 5 forms. Stem or base form, present participle, past form, past participle. Stem or base form is play. That means the word play is the stem or base form, and the present form of play is play or plays. The present participle or ing form of play is playing. The past form of play is played, and past participle form of play is played. This is regular verb because regular verbs forms their past and past participle form by adding d and ed. Next verb is be. Present form of be is am, is, are. There are three verbs of present form of be, because if the subject is I, we will have to use am, and if the subject is third person singular, we will have to use is, and in other cases we will have to use are. And ing form of be is being. The past form of be is was. Past participle form of be is been. Next verbs is have. The present form of have is has, have. The present participle of have is having. The past form of have is had, and the past participle form of have is had. Next verb is go. The present form of go is go and goes. The present participle or ing form of go is going. The past form of go is went. The past participle form of go is gone. So other three verbs except play, other three verbs are irregular verb. There's no rules of learning irregular verbs. If you ask me, do you have any format, or do you have any structure of learning irregular verbs? Then my answer will be no. I think that it would be a good idea. You have to gather experience of irregular verbs, okay? And you have to start dictionary for learning irregular verbs. That's all about regular and irregular verbs. Finally, we will discuss on transitive and intransitive verbs. Well, a transitive verb is a verb that requires an object to receive the action. So let's look at some examples of on transitive verbs. The speaker discussed in the video. Okay. So in the sentence, the verb discussed requires an object. It is necessary to receive an object. That's why the speaker discussed what? There is no answer in the sentence. The speaker discussed what in the video? There is no the answer in the sentence. That's why the sentence is incorrect. Okay. If you can figure out in this format that the speaker discussed what or the speaker discussed who, on the time you can get the answer, you can get the object. The speaker discussed different marketing strategies. The speaker discussed what? The speaker in the video. The speaker discussed what in the video? The speaker discussed different marketing strategies in the video. So the object of this sentence is different marketing strategies. Okay. Next examples is the instructor addressed the student's question. The instructor addressed what? Or the instructor addressed who? The instructor addressed the student's question. So the student's question is the object of the sentence of the verb address. Okay. The boy borrowed an English book. The boy borrowed what? Or the boy borrowed who? If we ask the question in this way, the boy borrowed, we can answer that. We can get answer that the boy borrowed an English book. So, an English book is an object of the verb borrowed. Some other examples of transitive verbs are address, borrow, bring, discuss, offer, pay, write, promise, etc. Now I will discuss on intransitive verb. An intransitive verb does not take an object. Using an object immediately after a verb, after an intransitive verb, will create incorrect sentence. So, but therefore there may be other information let's such as one or more prepositional phrases or an adverb. So let's look at some examples about intransitive verbs. The patient's health deteriorated quickly. So some students think that quickly is an object of deteriorated, of the verb deteriorated. Here deteriorated is the main verb. So some students think that quickly is an object of the verb deteriorated. No, it's wrong. Quickly is an adverb in the sentence. It gives the word quickly gives additional information about verb deteriorated. So if you ask that the patient's health what, or the patient health deteriorated what, or the patient's health deteriorated who? There is no answer. So another example is the man voted on the man voted in the local election. Here voted is the main verb, and in the local election is a prepositional phrase. That's why in this sentence we also see that there is no object in this sentence. So voted is an intransitive verb. May I sit here? Here in this sentence, here is an adverb of the verb sit. The main verb of this sentence is sit. So some other examples of intransitive verbs are deteriorated, vote, sit, increase, laugh, fluctuate, etc. So that's all about verbs. I will see you soon in the next class. Till then, you take care and have a great day.